Actions have consequences. Callum was a 17-year-old college student, an average guy who mostly kept to himself. He wasn't arrogant or cruel, just another student trying to get through his classes. One morning, as he made his way into class, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The usual chatter filled the room, and Callum settled into his seat, half listening to a conversation between his classmates. A girl named Kathleen was excitedly waiting for a surprise from her boyfriend, Conrad. "I can't wait." Lucy, Kathleen's best friend, said eagerly. Conrad smirked. "You'll love it," he told Kathleen. But as Callum watched the exchange, something inside him twisted. A strange, inexplicable feeling of dread filled his chest. Then, without thinking, he blurted out, "Watch out, Kathleen. Conrad is going to kill you." The entire room went silent. Kathleen's face paled, her eyes filling with tears. "Why would you say that?" she whispered, her voice shaking. Lucy scowled. "Great job, Callum. You just made her cry." Ellen, another classmate, chimed in. "Yeah, what's wrong with you?" Callum's stomach dropped. I didn't mean it like that," he tried to explain, but no one listened. Conrad's expression darkened. "Just get out of here," he growled. Frustrated and embarrassed, Callum stormed out of the classroom. That night, Callum wandered through a field outside town, kicking at the grass in frustration. "I say one wrong thing, and suddenly I'm the bad guy," he muttered. "It's not like I meant to hurt her feelings." A soft, feminine voice suddenly spoke. "Your actions have serious consequences, Callum." Callum spun around. Standing before him was a beautiful woman with long, golden hair. She wore a flowing, sparkling blue gown, and in her delicate hand, she held a wand that shimmered with magic. Who are you?" Callum asked, stepping back. The woman's sapphire eyes gleamed. "I am Kathleen's magical guardian," she said. "And I have come to punish you for your thoughtless words." Callum scoffed. "Punish me? For what? I just said something stupid." The woman lifted her wand. "Thoughtless words can have great power, Callum. And so, you will now face the consequences." She began to chant. "Justice for Kathleen, punishment for Callum. Let Callum be lifted in the air. Let him shrink and change into the frog he was meant to be." A swirl of glowing blue sparkles erupted from the wand, surrounding Callum. "What the?" Callum gasped as his body suddenly began to rise into the air. A tingling sensation spread through him, and to his horror, his clothes disappeared. His skin turned slick, green, and rubbery. His fingers and toes webbed together, his limbs shrinking and bending. His tongue elongated, his eyes bulged, and within seconds, Callum let out an uncontrollable ribbit. He landed on the grass with a soft plop. He had been transformed into a small, slimy frog. The woman smirked. "Now, I hope you understand that your actions have consequences," she said. "You'll remain like this forever. There's a lovely little pond in this field, your new home." Callum let out another desperate ribbit, but the woman simply laughed and disappeared into thin air. The next morning, the woman appeared before Kathleen. "I have something to show you," she said. She waved her wand, and Callum, still in his tiny frog form, floated into Kathleen's hands. He's so slimy," Kathleen shrieked. "Wait, is this?" The woman chuckled. "Yes. Callum has paid for his thoughtless words." Kathleen wrinkled her nose. "That's so yucky, but I guess he deserved it." The woman smiled. "I know he did. And now, it's your turn." Kathleen's eyes widened. "Wait, what?" The woman pointed her wand directly at Kathleen. "Kathleen, become a frog. It is your destiny." Before Kathleen could even scream, blue sparkles swirled around her, lifting her into the air. Her body tingled as her skin turned green and slimy. Her arms and legs shrank, her hands and feet webbed together. She let out a final, terrified gasp before ribbit. She landed beside Callum, now just another tiny frog. The woman grinned wickedly. "Did you really think I was your magical guardian? Foolish girl. I'm a witch, and I just enjoy turning people into frogs." Kathleen let out a furious ribbit, but there was nothing she could do. The witch sighed dramatically. "But don't worry, you won't be lonely for long." She raised her wand again. "Conrad will join you next, and then Lucy, and Ellen, and your whole class." One by one, the witch lured Catelyn's classmates to the field, tricking them and transforming them into frogs. By the end of the week, the once busy classroom was empty, and the pond in the field was filled with rebiting students. Some, like Catelyn, were furious. Others, like Callum, had slowly accepted their fate. But no matter how they felt, they would all share the same destiny, hopping in the pond, forever cursed. And the witch? She simply laughed, knowing she had plenty more victims to find. The end. Actions have consequences. Callum,